Hey, what's up everybody? So welcome to the second episode of the Final Cut Pro. So as you know, in the previous episode I talked about the different areas, different features on the Final Cut Pro. But in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a new project. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, when you launch the Final Cut Pro, you will get into this if you launch it for the first time. So the first thing that you need to do is to go to Open Library, which is on the left hand side, which is on the sidebar. As I mentioned from the previous video or episode, you can see three different icons here, right? So the first one is where you can access to your library. This is the library. So just open library. This is very important. Okay, which library would you like to open? So this is because I have three different libraries. The reason why I created three different libraries is because it's easy. Because just for your information, for example, if you drag 1 GB of clips onto the Final Cut Pro, it means that you are trying to create another 1 GB of the same video, which now you increase 1 more gigabyte onto your computer storage. The good point of this is, for example, if you save your library onto your external hard drive, it's convenient for you to carry along your laptop and you can edit everywhere on the go. And if you come back home, you want to edit on your big computer or your iMac, you can do so by accessing to the library on your external hard drive. Okay, that is a good point. But the bad point about this is you might increase more and more storage, or you need more storage. So to prevent this, I suggest you to buy one external hard disk. If you are a heavy user, it is highly recommended. Okay, so now let's forget about it. Let's get into new. So let's create new and try to locate where you want to store your library. Okay, so I want to store it into movies, and the name of this library I might put series, and I click save. So now I have Final Cut Pro series library, and onto the browser you can see import media. So you can click on import media. This is not my style, okay, just to let you know. Okay, so this is my library, and under the library you can see two other different folders. This is called event. You can rename this event. Okay, just click on it. You can rename it. Like, the thing is that you can create more events, which is under the library called Final Cut Pro series. So I create another event. Okay, you see that? So when I create event, sometimes the project is already there. But if you look at the original one, the original comes with the library. There is nothing inside. So if you want to work on this folder, you have to right click and create new project. Okay, we have two different now, because at the moment I have just created another one. So now I want to create the project under the Final Cut Pro effect. Video resolution, which one you want to work on? You can work up to 5K, but my favorite one is 1080p, and this is the biggest option of the 1080p. And the rate, you can get 30 frames per second, or you can get the lowest one, is up to you, but this is my favorite one. And in the next episode, I'm going to explain why 23.98 frames per second is my favorite, because it's really important to choose the frame rate. Okay, so now I choose 23.98, then I click OK. Now I have what we call project, and again on the left hand side under the libraries, this is called event. Okay, so I have two different events now, and if I click on this one, this is called Smart Collections. Let's try it here. Yes, Smart Collections. It will show the two different projects from different events. Okay, this one is from the Final Cut Pro effect, and this one is exactly from Final Cut Pro 111. But if I don't want to show all, I just click on either one to to work on. The reason why you should have different events is that you want to have different projects organized. But for my suggestion, it's better, for example, if you are working on different projects, like you're working on video editing and one more is photography, I suggest that you should create 2 different libraries. Not event, not project, but library. And again, how to create library is, first you need to close library. You need to close library Final Cut Pro series and then open library again and then create new. So my suggestion is you should create new if you're working on different videos or different projects. Okay, the reason is sometimes the Final Cut Pro series might get bigger, like 20 gigabytes, which you should delete it, as otherwise you are not going to be able to continue working on your project because your Mac cannot take more storage from the Final Cut Pro. If you have separate library, is good because you can delete either one because biggest library store on your PC. So this is just my suggestion, because according to my experience, I use only one library working on different projects. And guess what? When one or the other get bigger, I have to delete. And the problem is the other projects that I have also been working on are still there, are unfinished. So if I delete the libraries, everything is gone. Okay, so now this is one of the smartest way to work on the Final Cut Pro. Okay, so I just cancel and go back to my Final Cut Pro series. Choose. Go to the effect. This is the video. And the thing is, on the right hand side, you can also look at this information, which you can also modify later. For example, I don't want to work on 23, I want to work on 60 frames per second. I can choose it later. Okay. But if you look at another event which I just created, it comes with the project. And this project, as you can see, I haven't selected any setting at all. So click on that one and come to the right hand side. You can modify it later. You can adjust it later, it's up to you. After you get all of this done, the next thing is to drag and drop the video that you want to work on. For example, I want to work on this video. So just drag the video and drop it onto the timeline. Okay, it's there. Okay, so now you have your own video drag onto the Final Cut Pro, which is very amazing. So to avoid having the video long, I would like to stop from here and we will continue to the next episode, which will be about the most important tools we use in Final Cut Pro. So I'm not going to select all the tools to tell you, I will just select 2 or 3 important tools that I always use just to share how effective those tools are. Okay, so I think it should be all, guys. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.